This is the pound Aussie. I am on the 5 range. Let me just delete that information. We have a head and shoulders that's set up using trendline structure with a flag pattern. So let's go and do the high time frame analysis. Take a look at why this pattern is valid for me. We held our structure highs up here. We did not violate them, and we have been working our way lower. Let's go to the 240. The trend on the 240 is move lower, outside return, move lower, outside return. Have failed thus far to put in a new low. What I would say is that this move here, you can see we're kind of shelving off. Typically we could break to the downside here. Here on the 60, then what we have is this. We had a move lower, outside return, a move lower, outside return, and then we're kind of shelving off just here as well. Looking at this trend line personally, this is what I'm paying attention to. Now this is not a triangle because this touch here came up to test the closes of the candles, but sorry guys, just 1 second, I'm just re-looking at targets. Yeah, we could violate this level or at least come down to 5500s. Okay, I'll come back to this in a moment. So we've come up here for a test, we've come up here for a test again. We've now had a lower, lower, lower close. As a minimum, I would expect price to come down to this level just here. Let's go and take a look at the 15. Here on the 15, you can see we're adhering to this channel, and if we go down to the 5, sorry, I'm going to go back to the 15. Look at the lovely 3-bar reversal we had up here. I was actually waiting for this to be a head and shoulders, which is what I've used on the 5 range as the entry. So I'm looking at a move higher here, a pull back for the left shoulder, a move higher, which is the head, a pull back. Right here we have an initial structure low, and then what we had was the market adhering to these trend lines like this. So we had 1, 2, 3 and 4. Rules are that when we come up to test the trend line, I need to see a red candle, because this is a bearish breakout pattern, to show that structure is held. And right here we have a beautiful place to hide stops. Look at the wicks here, and typically for these flag patterns we turn in the wicks. Right here we have 18400 psychological number, and playing for that 127 extension. I do think we can come lower. That's what I was just looking at before. What I would say though, in terms of head and shoulders, these happen quite often within channels. Same as double bottoms right here. Happen very, very frequently, and they're fantastic when you get channels like this to trade them. But I do think we can actually break right down to the lows here. Just let me bring back on the orders. I want to be 7. Okay, I've gone 10 pips above the high there to give this breathing room. We could be coming back up for a retest up here, which is what we sometimes do before we see the breakout. So I'm looking at risk 19, reward. I am front running by a few pips there. 32, I'm going to make it there. So 31 pips of reward on the 5 range. Head and shoulders with a flag pattern entry, playing within a channel. And we're back for the update, guys. I've only just got back in. We have now gone down and hit targets, and stops were at 84.12. Did increase them as I did show you on the video, and I'm glad I did. I was almost stopped out but wasn't, and then what happened as well is obviously halfway through the video, which was just a second for you, but for me it was a couple of hours ago, I was talking about extended targets, and I didn't include it in the video, but after I ended the video I looked at the 155 right here, 5 pips above that psychological number. We just tapped it and I got taken out. So I got taken out for an extra 8 pips. So this was a 39 pip winner. I have just drawn this out. Just let me delete these a second. Why is my computer not working? Delete. No, you don't want to delete, do you? Delete, remove. Okay. So earlier on in the day, I don't post break patterns, but I had one target winner here. Only took one target, and if I'd seen it, I would have entered in this, but I've only just got back another Gartley pattern, and you can see now that I was talking in the video about this potentially breaking out of this channel. I am expecting a break to the downside here, guys. Look at what we're doing here is our high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Okay, going to break out. I won't run through how I would work this if I was trading the breakout, but if we get another chance up here, I will be shorting the market. So lovely trade there for 39 pips for a head and shoulders with a flag pattern entry.